Well, that's to the spice of it.
Right. Welcome back to One Sports TV. We are having another match today. We have Ralf SOUQUET. He was a World Pool Master in 1994, 96, 2000, 2002, 2006, 2011, a six-time winner of the World Pool Masters. He was a U.S. Open 9-ball champion in 2002 and a 2011 World Cup of Pool champion with his opponent today, Thorsten HOHMANN. Welcome, Ralf SOUQUET. And Ralf will be playing against Thorsten HOHMANN. He was a 2006, 2011, 2013, 2015 14.1 tournament champion. He was also a 2011 World Cup of Pool champion with Ralf, his opponent today, and a 2003 and 2013 WPA World 9-ball champion. Welcome, Thorsten.
Hello, guys.
And we in the booth are going to be Margaret Fefilova. Margaret, welcome, and
hi guys.
I'm honored to be chatting with you today.
Hello, Nate. It's a pleasure to commentating with you.
Yes, and I am Nate Mindham, and I'm really excited for this matchup today. This is some of the most stapled players in all of European pool for the last 15, 20 years, and this is going to be a great matchup today. So are we ready to do the coin flip?
Yes, so before the start, we would like to choose heads or tails. So who wants to choose first, Ralf or Thorsten?
Ralf. No, Ralf, of course, Ralf.
Okay, Ralf.
Choose heads.
Ralf says heads, and let's ask Siri.
It's heads.
It's heads. So Ralf, you choose who goes first.
Let Thorsten break first.
Okay.
Ralf is a real gentleman, so
good luck, Ralf. Good stoß.
Thank you. Danke.
so Thorsten breaks first, and good luck to both players.
All right, so I think we're going to have Thorsten muted for this, so you probably won't be able to hear his balls. As you can see kind of in the background, there is a decent amount of people walking around throughout his area, so it's a little loud in there.
Yeah, and he's playing in the pool club, so to avoid any unnecessary music or people talking, he decided to get muted, but we can see everything so clear. His table setup is perfect as always, and he has to take ball in hand and go for 10 points in his first inning.
And it looks like a pretty good opportunity. There's not too much traffic and there's not too much traveling. The 3 to the 4 looks to be the only potentially difficult transition, but even that shouldn't be too bad for him.
Yeah, I believe so. Now could be a little bit more complicated with that angle, but for sure he could handle it well. We have so many people in the comments supporting Thorsten, supporting Ralf. Welcome everyone who is joining us. And we hope you will enjoy the match the way that we do. That was a smart choice. Thank you.
Looks like he went a little long.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell where the 5 ball's at, although he's getting down on it pretty quickly, so the scratch must not be in play.
Yeah, he looks pretty confident. Oh,
it was.
I think if he would overcut this 5 ball, it would be better for him. So it's 5 points for Thorsten in his first inning because the ball made with scratch doesn't count.
So it's my shot, guys?
Yeah, you go, Ralf. I believe we're going to see a really tight match here between these two players, because both of them break great, I would say. And break shot is a very key shot in this format. And obviously, two of the greatest players in the world.
Yeah, and they're both from Germany. They probably played them. I bet if we asked them before this or after this, I bet they've played against each other in competition hundreds of times at this point.
For sure.
Throughout the years.
Yeah, and I believe that they are good friends in life. It's pretty common
looks like Ralf
question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go. Okay, I was saying that it's pretty common question. I'm asked if it's difficult to play your friend, and it depends, but sometimes it's really tough. But the key is that you have to switch off all the thoughts that who are you playing, because in the end, you are playing not opponents, you are playing just the balls. It's just you and the position on the table. So yeah, I have many friends in pool, and it's always not easy to play them, but it's great to keep the friendship outside of the table to not make it affect the real competition.
Definitely. Well said. There's when the pool community at the top level is a pretty tight-knit community, and all of the players, in between matches and in between tournaments, you often find them hanging out with each other, and that's regardless as to whether or not what happens on the actual table itself.
Yeah. So what happens in the match stayed in the match.
Yeah. I don't think Ralf did not take ball in hand here, so he's got a pretty good opportunity at a 15 to start out with.
Yeah, it's going to be a great start of the match for him. And the table looks pretty good. I think he's checking the position to the 5 ball now to avoid the side pocket. There was a backspin, I believe.
And he got off to the side, and actually he did the 2 fingers, which is Dr. Dave teaches that as one of his videos. If anybody watches any of Dr. Dave's stuff, he was off to the side checking the 2 fingers to see where that cue ball was going to come off as a stop shot or as a draw. It's kind of fun to see even the professional players using little tactics like that.
I didn't really follow in these videos which you're talking about, but I believe that when you're checking it with the fingers, it's like checking the 30 degrees angle, 50 degrees angle, right? I believe so.
Yep, essentially.
Yeah.
I know the videos and I've watched them, but I would just let Dr. Dave explain it if anybody's interested in what he was doing there. He's a lot better at explaining things than I am.
And looks like first 15 points of this match. Nice solid run out by Ralf. And we are back to Thorsten.
Yep. He's got
That's
the 1 ball
like
down.
A dry break, but yeah, the 1 ball helped him here.
It looks like he's gonna have to take ball in hand again. I don't think you want to take on that combination to start out with, and it doesn't look like the 2 will pass.
Yeah, I don't think so. He doesn't need to take this risk now in the beginning of the match. He can secure 10 points and he will be absolutely fine. Just needs to be careful with the position from 3 to the 4, and the rest of the table looks quite good. For those of you who are probably a little bit confusing with the colors of the balls, which Thorsten is using, it's Dinosphere balls, and gray ball is ball number 6.
What balls did you say these were?
Dinosphere.
Oh, I thought they were Cyclops balls.
No. He's using Dinosphere balls. I believe ball number 6 is a gray color. I hope I'm not wrong. Yeah, it is.
Okay, so I thought they were the Cyclops balls. He didn't make it to the 6 ball last time. He scratched on the 5, but
Yeah.
The Cyclops, the 6 ball is the ball he's shooting at right now, I believe. So many sets of balls.
Yeah, there are so many difficult. Like it's difficult for people sometimes to realize. Especially in this tournament, every player has their own table, their own set of balls. Someone is using Armid Black. For me, it was really new to watch it on the table. It was a little bit confusing sometimes as well to do the commentary and to realize the colors. But yeah, you get used to it and it's fun.
It's a great answer.
So yeah, 10 points for Thorsten.
Knots the matchup at 15 with Ralf having the break advantage at this point.
Exactly.
And another great break, and has the opportunity to not have to take ball in hand again.
Yeah, and I'm curious if you're gonna see a perfect set today by Ralf. It's gonna be amazing. So far, we didn't see it yet in this tournament. We remind you that perfect set is to end up the set with scoring 415 in a row, so get to 60 points in 4 innings, which is extremely difficult in this format, but if you get a good break, it is possible.
The shot here by Ralf. I've only been, I guess, watching you play for about 5 or 6 months now, but I don't think I've ever met anybody in the world who hits this shot right here as good as you do, Margaret, where you're kind of rolling down into tight windows. I don't think I've ever seen you hit one of these shots bad. You hit them so good all the time. You pick your lines off of rails so particularly well.
Thanks. It's really nice to hear that. I think it's because I'm doing a lot of drills, and most of these drills are where you have to be perfectly in a zone or find a gap between two balls to get the position. You know, so many drills like this, positional to get from one side of the table to another, and you have to find a perfect line. So yeah, I'm practicing this stuff, and I think it's really helpful.
Well, it's definitely showing up. You're almost talking me into doing some drills, and I hate doing drills. They're so tough.
Yeah, you should start loving it if you want to improve. I think that's really helpful.
Yeah, I think that's one of the really fun things about if there is a good thing about the shutdown, being able to see a lot of different players creating content. So watching you and Darren Appleton and Jason Shaw and Fedor Gorst, you guys put out a lot of content doing drills or just shooting pool or playing the ghost. And that is one of the really cool things about the shutdown is we get to see all of these top players creating this content. It's really fun to watch.
Also Thorsten, remember that he was doing amazing stuff, especially in the beginning of the lockdown. He was sharing the drills. He had kind of challenge, so everyone could message him, create a drill diagram, and he would do that. Also, so many players have their YouTube channels. Also, co-brothers have YouTube channel already. Jeffrey DeLuna, I believe. Also, very interesting one Darren Appleton has. It's amazing to watch these guys doing drills, playing Ghost, and it's just something to watch and something to learn from, definitely.
And as we're chatting this out, Ralf is just cutting through this rack like butter.
Yeah. And he goes for another 15 points.
Yeah, and somebody's saying in the comments, Ralf seems to have a little bit of a slower connection. That is part of the problems of doing an event like this, is you have so many different bandwidths from so many different places. It's hard to have everybody have the perfect connection.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I'm in commentary, so I have to say this at this point, but I'm just happy to have some really, really awesome content with some of the top players around the world. We haven't seen any of these players playing competitions now since maybe March, and it's nice to be able to see them all swinging.
Oh, unfortunately, look at that table. He scratched in the break, and yeah, 0 points for Thorsten in this inning, and we are back to Ralf, and it gives him a really, really great opportunity to go ahead in the score.
So, Margaret, you got to play in the first round of this. What did you think of the format?
Well, obviously, I loved it. To be honest, this format is so close to a real match, to a real like tournament atmosphere, because the first thing is that when you break and don't make the ball, you don't continue. So you have to wait until your opponent will run out, and then you go. So you kind of, it's like when you scratch on the break or you don't make the ball from the break, and you are sitting in the chair and looking your opponent running out the table, and you are obviously nervous. And it's so similar to the tournament. I don't know, it's amazing, and so many top players loving this format. They're saying that they really feel the pressure, and that's great.
Hey, Ralf. Sorry, Ralf. If you can hear us, you are up. Thorsten scratched on the break.
Ah, okay. Sorry.
Sorry, Margaret.
Yeah,
Continue.
it's okay. Yeah. So I found this format really interesting, and we do a lot of matches with another players. For example, I can call Kelly. We can make a video call and just play a match between each other, just a practice match. And I think it's much more fun than play usual ghost ball thing, because you know, when you play the ghost, it's when you scratch, if you don't make the ball on the break, you still continue. And it's not really like a tournament, not really like a competition. So I believe that this format will stay alive even when the lockdown is over. When we are back to the normal competitions, this format will still be there.
I think the pursuit of a perfect set for Ralf is over at this. I don't think you want to try to take that one ball on.
Yeah, sure. He doesn't need to risk, because the last unsuccessful break of Thorsten, which gave him 0 points, now could give Ralf a really good advantage in the score. Even if he would score 10 points now, he will feel quite comfortable with the advantage of the score.
And I think the runouts there, the 2 to the 3 might be, you want to definitely get good angle on the 2 ball. But
yeah, exactly.
Outside of that, maybe the 5 to the 6, but with where the 5 ball is, it should be pretty easy to work with that.
I believe so.
So would you go forward 2 rails here, or would you just travel 1 rail down table in between the 4 and 6?
I would probably go just 1 rail, but I'm not sure actually the 3 ball is it, which is on the, yeah, this is the 3 ball, because I wasn't sure. Yeah, you know, this trajectory was dangerous because of this 10 ball. I didn't really like it. So yeah, I would probably go one rail. What I learned from the drills, and especially playing on the really high pressure situations, is that the more simple decision you choose, the better is for you.
Oh, and he actually had that there. Or
Yeah.
I couldn't really tell if he was kind of just doing a slight masse or if he had it.
Well, the trajectory of the cue ball said that it was pretty normal shot, so I think he could see it.
So there's a question in the comments where Ralf is playing. Do you know that?
I'm not sure where exactly, but I guess he is located in Germany currently. I believe in his hometown, in the pool club, I think. I don't think he has a table at home. So yeah, in the first match, he mentioned that he didn't practice for a while because the pool club was on a lockdown. So yeah, I guess he's in the pool hall. We are sorry if there is any bad connection. As Nate mentioned before, it's almost impossible that every player gets absolutely perfect Wi-Fi internet connection, but we try our best and players try our best. And yeah, I think it's amazing opportunity for you to see two great players competing even during the lockdown.
So that's interesting. You said that Ralf hasn't been playing as much. He hasn't had the opportunity to.
Yeah, I think he mentioned that the pool hall where he usually practice, it was shut down, and now he got back to practice maybe like, I don't know, a few weeks ago. But he
Wow,
looks
what a
like,
shot was that?
yeah, he looks like a beast. Look at him. You never could see that he was in practice for like 2 months or something like that.
He looks like he's in dead stroke.
Exactly. But what is
That's a great
great
shot.
about our tournaments and our competitions that we actually made players train and practice more, because when you don't have upcoming tournaments in the next months, you don't really have motivation to practice. Well, most of the players don't. Oh, and he missed his 9 ball because the position was so tricky. He had to go 3 rails. And 8 points here for Ralf. And we are back to Thorsten's.
So the 2 points, he only loses the 2 points for the 9 and the 10 since he did take the ball in hand. So that 8 points is still goes a long ways in kind of padding that lead for him.
Yeah, exactly. And Thorsten really needs a good break now. And
he came up dry.
Yep. Looks like a dry break. So 0 points for Thorsten. Jay is writing in the comments, thanks for doing the commentary, Nate and Margaret. And thank you, Jay, for being with us and for joining. We hope that you enjoyed.
And for just being the ambassador to pool that you are. Jay's helped me out a lot with my podcast ventures and projects along the way. He's a great ambassador for the game of pool.
That's great. Wish we would have more people like this.
Right, so we're back over to Ralf for rack number 4.
And so far he's got very consistent break, right? Very resultative. Oh, and
where's the cue ball? Oh.
And after this, you're asking me about the commentary curse.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
I'm not much of a believer in the commentary curse. And we had a little bit of a discussion before we went live, but
Yeah.
I'm not a big believer in the commentary curse. And Thorsten was breaking and making 4 balls almost every single time. And I said to him, I'm like, man, your break is just fantastic. And he's like, stop it. You're gonna ruin it. Just stop it.
Yeah. And see,
Then
it's
he had
amazing. He changed the break point, I believe, and it worked because, of course, if break doesn't work 2 times in a row, you have to change something. And looks good for him. Of course, he has to take ball in hand, but the position looks pretty fine.
Is that the 8 ball on the left cushion, or is that the 4 ball?
I believe it's an 8
that's
ball.
got to be the 8 ball, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So now 3, 5, then gray 6, light blue 7. Yeah. Then 8, 9, 10, classical colors. Thorsten is using Dinosphere balls, so colors are a bit different. Now he's shooting ball number 6, just for those who didn't know that. And looks he probably overspeeded it a little bit, but I think he's fine.
Yeah, I think he can go to the rail pretty easily underneath the 10 ball if he wanted to, or just drift up table towards the 8.
Yeah, looks okay. Okay, good position from the 10 ball, and Thorsten is going for 10 points.
And he has to wait because the players on the other table are monopolizing
Yeah.
his space.
And 10 points for Thorsten. And we are back to Ralf.
Back over to Ralf. And I'm sure that it's a little bit of a nuisance having to wait for players when you're playing in. While this isn't a singles event, it kind of has the feel of a singles event. But I like the idea that you're in a pool room atmosphere with your games. You're playing in an event almost as if it's the Turning Stone, something like that, where tables are kind of packed in there, and
sure,
maybe I shouldn't say the Turning Stone. That's kind of a U.S. tournament. I think that's a little bit more nationally known or internationally known.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh wow, what a great break here!
That's a
so 3 balls down, and he's got a really good position here. He doesn't need to take ball in hand. Play like follow shot, position for the 4, and he just needs to find a good trajectory. And then I believe he will go 2 or 3 rails from 4 to the 5. Yeah, what did you want to say, Nate?
I don't think you can take ball in hand. I think if you take ball in hand, the only thing you do is move it forward like 3 inches.
Right.
It's one of those positions where it's exactly where it needs to be.
Exactly.
This is just a fantastic break.
Yeah, I wish I had that.
Well, you can't have everything because you haven't missed a ball now in about 3 years. So.
Oh, come on.
You can't have a perfect break too.
He's lying. For everyone who's watching us, he's lying now.
I've been watching your streams. How much do you think you've improved since, I guess, March, since all this shutdown kind of started happening?
I don't know. It's really difficult to say because the thing is, when you're practicing your own table, doing drills, doing live stream, it's really hard to say if you really improved because you really need to test it on the real competition because it's different kind of pressure, I would say. But yeah, I think I improved my pattern play a lot, playing positional drills. Also improved my break a lot, my 9-ball break is really working great now. But again, you know, on one table it works good, and then you're on the tournament and it's different table, different cloth, everything is different, and it couldn't work. So it always depends. And I'm just really looking forward for tournaments to start and to test what I learned, what I improved during the lockdown, you know, testing the real tournament atmosphere. And yeah, I've been working also on my mental game. Also really looking forward to check how it works.
So there is a question in the comments, what are the numbers for? So the Ralf SOUQUET right across from him is the 38 currently. That is his overall score. So they are playing to 60 for this. And then underneath that, there is a 15, 15, 8, and 0. Those are the scores that he had made in each individual rack. So the first rack he made a 15, the second rack he made a 15, and so forth.
Yeah, it was perfect explanation.
And of course, that's going to be the same
yeah.
on the other side for Thorsten. And Thorsten had the first break, which is why he has one additional number.
Exactly. And looks like another 15 points for Ralf. Never say it before the last ball is spotted, but looks good for him.
Well, if he misses this, I might start believing the commentary curse just from what you just did to him.
No. All right, he did it great. So 15
He
points
missed it
for
right
Ralf.
into the center of the pocket. All right, so back over to the Thorsten.
Let's see his break now. As I mentioned before, he changed the point where he breaks from, and let's see.
And I believe made 3 balls.
Wow, it was great cue ball control.
And he has a ball down. And
yep. Oh, the 2-ball.
The 2-ball gets in a bad spot.
Yeah, exactly. But with ball in hand, I believe he could play it to the lower left corner. What do you think? I believe so.
Yeah, it doesn't offer. I mean, you're going to have to play it. Just kind of follow it forward for it because you can't get above it to the natural pocket for it, I guess, is, or the shortest pocket is the top left, but there's just no tracks to be able to get good on it.
Looks like he got an extension and he's going to get for like a risk. Take a risk and go for 15 points, but I obviously don't see like the trajectory to get to the 2-ball from this position where the cue ball is now.
And I think this is more of a score decision than anything, right? You know, he looks at the score and he sees that Ralf is at 53, so the best he could hope for is that, and I think this is the right decision, even so.
Yeah.
But if he, regardless, it's gonna take him 3 racks to get out from here, whether he takes a 10 or a 15. So I think that's ultimately what he decided to just take the ball in hand for.
Oh, I think he just overthink about the position and didn't focus enough to make this 2. So it's like 2 points for Thorsten. He made 1 on the break and 1 ball. So yeah, in total it's 2. And back to Ralf,
who has a chance to close out the first point.
Exactly. He just needs 7 balls. And with his break, when he makes consistently 2-3 balls in the break, not gonna take long for him. It's really amazing seeing people all over the world joining us, watching this live stream. Welcome everyone. If you have any questions, write down in the comments. We're gonna try to read and reply to all of them.
What a nice break
another
again.
Great break by Ralf. And now he just needs 4 points, right?
Yep. Yeah, he has 3 balls down, so he just needs to get to, I guess, that 6 ball.
Yeah, guess so.
But I think if you, if you get to the 6 ball, it's pretty hard not to run out from there.
Yeah, especially for a player like his level.
Yeah. So, like Margaret said, we have 177 people out there watching right now. Leave a comment where you're from, or I should say where you're watching from. Let's see where we're at, everybody in the world.
Hey, from Chicago. That's great.
And I'll even join in on it. I'll post too.
So yeah, it's the last ball for Ralf, right? To win the first set.
Yep.
Well done,
And
Ralf.
he gave up the break out of the gates. So,
Yep.
and I think he's just gonna shove him in.
Yeah. So.
Oh, we have a Jordan.
So
I'm assuming that's
Thorsten,
the country.
Yep. So Thorsten was breaking first. Yeah, Thorsten was breaking first in the first set. So it means that it's break of Ralf now in the second set.
So I was wondering, and I probably should have asked this a little bit sooner. I wasn't able, unfortunately, to watch if a match goes hill. What happened? So Ralf giving up the first break, does that mean Thorsten gets the first break if it makes it to the hill?
Yep. So, okay, let's say that we have the score. Ralf made 60 points and Thorsten has one less break and he's having 45 points minimum. So it means that he's got one more break, right? Because the amount of break has to be equal.
Okay.
So then he has the opportunity to break one more time to tie up the score. So the score would be 60-60, and in this case, they play a decider. Decider is one more rec. Each player has one more break, and the winner is who scores more points. If both players, let's say, scores the same amount of points, then it's another decider. And like this until one of the players gets more points. So I hope I explained quite good enough. I'm not sure if you understood. Well. Okay, great.
So
from
there's
Italy, from South Africa, from Germany.
The reach is crazy. There's people from all over the world.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's really Philippines. Really great to see that. So let's see the break of Ralf.
It looked like he gave a little extra there on his break.
Yeah, it looks like, but I think he made a ball still. One, right?
Yep, he has a ball down.
Yep. So ball in hand now for him, I believe.
Ankara, Turkey. Croatia, Italy, South Africa, Germany. That's all fun.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. I hope you're having as much fun with this as we are.
And we're gonna have an amazing match this evening session. 9 p.m. Central European Time is Tyler Steyer versus Oscar Dominguez. So don't miss the chance to watch it.
I might have to jump in my car and drive up to where Tyler's playing. He was only about an hour from me, and I can,
really?
I can bump into him while he's playing.
Really, it's great.
So Oscar, if you're out there watching, I'll take bribes if you need me to heckle him while he's playing.
So who you would be supporting in this match? Tyler or Oscar?
Oh, come on. I can't pick. No, I have to go with Tyler. I grew up playing, not always with Tyler, but kind of parallel to him. We both grew up about an hour and a half from each other. So we've been aware of each other. I think I'm 1.5 years older than him. So we're quite aware of each other for a long time. And now he's developed into a personal friend. So I have to
that's great.
Have to support Tyler, of course. Although Oscar, sure. I've grown fond of Oscar. He's a really funny guy and is doing a lot for Pool Down with his new pool room in Sacramento.
That's really amazing. Oh wow! So
Ralf.
it's a really unexpected miss here by Ralf. So 3 points for him in the first inning, and we are back to Thorsten, who is ready to break.
Yeah, and I think really obviously only the second missed shot from Ralf, but I would say that that's probably the first real mistake that he's made. The 9-ball that he had before, I would certainly have expected Ralf to make it, but it was a difficult shot. It wasn't
Wow, look at the
exactly
break.
easy.
So 3 balls down, I believe. And the position is not easy though, right?
That's
The 7 ball looks complicated.
Yeah, the
7 and the 9, and the 8 ball, really tough. I believe he really needs a good angle now to go from 5 to 6. Then play the 7 ball in the top right corner pocket. What you were saying before?
Well, I might try to actually play underneath the 7 ball and play it for the bottom left corner. Because there's a bigger window to hit up there. It's really going to require a great angle on the 6 ball to be able to get to
the angle on the 6 ball.
There's a lot more tracks that you can make to get above the 7 ball to play it down in the corner.
Yeah, I guess.
But that also would make your transition to the 8 ball slightly harder too. And it looks like he actually might be just about straight in. So maybe he follows it forward and decides for a bank shot to the side, or maybe the 7-9 combination is on thin.
Well, let's see, because he's checking all possible opportunities to get this. And
yeah, I think he's looking at the bank.
The thing is that we cannot really see the good angle which he has on the 6 ball. Yeah, I think the bank hears it.
And it looks like he got his cue ball about as good as you could possibly get it for the shot. You don't want to come up too short.
The position.
Yeah, and I was going to say you don't want to come up too short, because you'd like to be able to bank and just kind of drift the cue ball forward for the 8 ball. And if you come up short, you're going to have to go into the 9 ball, and you have to navigate around that 9 ball.
Oh, wow, it was so great effort. So 6 points by Thorsten. And yeah, we are back to Ralf. Jalal is saying that wish when the COVID-19 finish, you guys continue doing the same tournament online. I think we will, because to be honest, I think it's a really great opportunity to people all over the world to play with each other without even leaving their houses or their local pool room. And it's much more easier to do that than traveling all around, let's say from Europe to USA, or from Europe to China, or let's say like Taiwanese Chinese players traveling all their way to US to play the tournaments. Of course, it's just the best experience you could get, but as a practice, as something new, I think this format is amazing. And so far, many professional players really love it. Even Federer, world champion, said that he really has a pressure playing this tournament, playing this format, and it's just great to hear this feedback from players like him.
Fedor, the ghost Gorst.
Yeah.
And I think what you said there was spot on, but I wouldn't mind taking it from a different angle, because while I can play a little bit of pool, I'm predominantly in the marketing side of pool now, in the promotion side of pool. And tournaments like this really allows you. So the US Open, for example, or the Turning Stone Classic, or even the World Pool Masters is a little bit different because everybody gets their spotlight. But that's kind of my point is we're introduced to a lot of players that a lot of players didn't even know about
Mm-hmm.
So we
Right.
have 32 players of, some of the best players in the world, but some of those best players in the world are players that you've never heard of. And so not only do you get introduced to them as a fan, you actually get to see a little bit about them. You get to watch them play for a little while. And I think formats like this are just really, really good for introducing the world to all of the players that this game has to offer, and really allows you to market them a little bit better
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Because the pool world is not only top players, which you usually see on a live stream. The most of the players are just average level players who just the biggest fans of this game, and they really want to grow. They practice hard, and it's a great opportunity for them to play against these top guys, because usually they cannot really do that, because for all these big events you need to get a spot. It's really expensive traveling. It's really difficult to get there. The entry fee is really high. But in this format, everyone can play with everyone, and it makes it just the greatest. And yeah, so far, like, quite a lot misses we see here, right? By two players.
Yeah, the second
So how
set
ma-
is playing a little bit tighter, seems like.
How many points now were by Ralf?
That one was 3, because I think he
Three.
hung the
Oh.
3 ball. So, and I guess when we're talking about this type of format, we're talking about this type of format in conjunction with other events. So this, I don't think will ever take the place of a U.S. Open or a World Pool Masters or, Mosconi Cup or anything like that. But
Sure.
to have events during the week, maybe, where you get to see these players, I think that's the future of this as well. And I'm not inside of the the marketing minds of it, the people who are putting this on, but I think that this is a really, really good opportunity to keep all the players in the spotlight even more than they are right now.
Yeah, you're
And
definitely
I
right
only
here.
address that because somebody said in the comments that in person is way better, and I think that this is just something to add to addition to that.
Yeah, of course, in person is much better. We all know that, but this format appeared in the situation when there are no tournaments.
That was a great positional shot from the 1 to the 2 and the 2 to the 3 here. Really gives Thorsten the opportunity to get out of not a very difficult out, but certainly one that could go wrong in a lot of different places.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that we're going to see a really tight second set. Really exciting match between these two players.
I want to see it. I just want to see it go hill. I think that'd be so fun. Oh, what a great shot.
Yeah, amazing position. And Thorsten is playing for 10 points, if I'm not wrong.
And with the camera zoomed in, you can't quite see the way that Thorsten's walking around the table, but he is walking around the table extremely confidently.
Yeah, like he's flying, right?
Yeah.
So 10 points here for Thorsten, and he's taken pretty comfortable lead in the second set. Let's see how Ralf will answer to that. Ralf, you can start.
Yep.
So far, I believe we saw only one dry break by Ralf. His break is really consistent in this format.
And on top of that, he's not even having to take ball in hand very often.
Yeah.
I think he's only had to take ball in hand maybe once.
Look at that break. Wow, it's really amazing.
The 4 and the 6 ball is that's the trouble in this racket, looks like.
It looks a bit tricky. I'm not sure. The combination is obviously not straight. He's currently looking at this, but the rest of the table looks quite manageable.
Potentially, with how the combination on the 4 and the 6 goes, the 4 to the 5 could be, I'm assuming he takes the combination, of course. It doesn't necessarily have to, but the 4 to the 5 could be a little tricky, just because it's hard to really control your angles coming in and out of combinations.
Yeah, exactly. It's really hard to control the balls after the combination is done. For example, if you play this 4-6 combination, you really have to control the cue ball and the 6 ball. I mean the 4 ball after that, after it makes a 6. And I believe, yeah, there is a quite good trajectory to get to the 5 ball and play it through the lower corner pocket, lower right corner. But he just needs a good angle.
So this is an interesting comment I see out in the, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, by Swelke. This is a very nice format. It really encourages one to strengthen his or her attacking game. You've played in a couple of these events now, not only with the events that I put on, but also against Kelly Fisher and now in this tournament.
Yeah.
This really does benefit a strong attacking game because safeties aren't,
That's really
two-way shots aren't a thing. So you want to talk about that a little?
Yeah, but it's really great for, I don't know, making your attacking game better. But I was currently talking with Kelly a couple of days ago, and we were discussing that we completely forget how to play safeties in this format during the lockdown. I mean, you really need to practice safety shot, because if you do only attacking game, it's be a little bit complicated for you later when the real tournament starts. So I would recommend, when you do the practice session, play a little bit positional drills, shot making drills, and in the end of the practice, for example, a little bit of safety shots. There is also a very nice game, like a ghost ball, but safeties. So you break like rack of the 9 balls, and then you start with ball in hand, and you have, for example, you and the ghost. You make the scoring. And let's say if you make a good safety, so you snookered to the opponent or to the ghost, you get 1 point. Then if the ghost, so it's like you again, so you're like playing against yourself, If you found a way out of the snooker, you get 1 more point. If you didn't, you lose a point, Something like this. You can really try different systems of scoring. It doesn't really matter, but the thing is that, yeah, it was amazing and a great position. So yeah, what I was saying that you really should try to play ghost ball in a safety play. It's really helpful. So you kind of snooker yourselves and you try to find a way out of this, try in different 2 rails, 3 rails out, and yeah, it's really benefiting in the game later.
The one thing I really like about these camera angles, and we just missed it, but when you have a player that's directly in line with the camera and you're able to see all of his mechanics work from the back angle, that's one of my favorite things about this type of format, is really having that bird's eye view of being able to look down at all of the players' mechanics and how they approach shot, how they set up for shots, and really how they cue the balls in line with the shot. That's one of my favorite things about this. You can really look at the players and see how they set up their mechanics.
Exactly. And when you are, for example, watching these guys in real life, it's not always possible to see from this angle. And what I really love from this format is that, first of all, we see great top players all over the world online. And the second, that we have so many great guys commentating, doing commentary for us. For example, few days ago, we had Feder Gorst, Albin Ocean, Ralf SOUQUET, doing commentary. We're gonna have Kelly Fisher tomorrow together with Federer commentating match Albin Ocean versus David Al-Qaeda. And you really have the chance, guys, to listen how these top professional players, how they think, how they analyze the position, and you really have a great opportunity to know them better. So how many points were now?
Which match is Fedor and Kelly commentating?
Albin versus Albin versus David.
Oh, I'm so excited for that one. I'm gonna have to tune in. Those are two of my favorite players in all of the pool world.
So Nate, question: was it 10 points by Ralf now, or was it 15? I believe Ralf, it was 15 because he had a great break.
I think it was 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had a good break. Oh, Thorsten. Oh, is slop allowed?
I don't know, every time after the break, Thorsten's position looks really difficult. I mean, the balls lay out and it's not easy.
Yes, this 3 to the 4 is very, very tricky. I don't even see a realistic way of getting onto this.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like it passes to the top left. I mean, I guess the only thing maybe I could see is just putting some extreme left and trying to spin underneath the 4. Okay, so it must go to the top left. It doesn't look like it does, but
yeah, from this angle probably it doesn't, but I believe if he went there, sure, it's not a problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty
when does
there.
Federer plays again? Federer Gorst plays next match is 23rd at 11 a.m. Central European time. So it's Thursday, 23rd of July, 11 a.m. Okay, doesn't look easy though. Really has to find a confidence now to make this shot and the position for the 7.
Just a quick thing. I should have 22 points now instead of 21, because in the second rack I had 4 points.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Ralf. Thank you for correcting. So yeah, it's 4 points for Ralf in the second inning, and the total score is 22.
22, right? Yeah.
Thank you, Ralf. And what a tough rack it was for Thorsten, right? It was hell of a rack, I would say.
And I did verify he should have 4 points for that. And that was a fantastic run up by Thorsten.
Yeah, it was amazing. He took ball in hand, right?
On this rack, he did, yes.
So 10 points for Thorsten. And back to Ralf.
And I'm going to have to ask him at the conclusion of this match, because he took ball in hand and then he banked the 1 ball in. I can't imagine that was on purpose.
Oh wow, what a great cue ball control was that. But it got kicked a little bit, but still good. Wow, look at that break.
Wow. Four
Some
balls
balls
down with a shot. So the score right now is
22 for Ralf and 26 for Thorsten.
so this is an interesting whether or not you take ball in hand here, because it's not a very difficult shot, but it's going to be quite a stretch for him.
Yeah, but I
And
believe he could play it with left hand or using the mechanical bridge, or you can also name it rest, or just like this, yeah. Looks good so far.
yeah, it's a good shot. The risk of 5 points there, or I guess the risk of losing 5 points there isn't quite enough.
So you know what, Nate? I guess we are just so excited with the match, so we don't really following so well the scoring. And thank you, people, for helping us. Thorsten made a break and run in the last one, so it's 15 points for him, which means that he currently has 31 points. Thank you, everyone. We are just really so into the match, so into the trying to explain you like the positions, what's going on at the table. We're totally in the process.
Are you keeping score?
Yep.
Oh, I thought there was another person doing that, so I wasn't paying attention as closely. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's not so difficult, just needs to find a balance between commentating properly and keeping the score. So 7 points here for Ralf, a little unexpected miss, and according to his body language, he didn't expect that either.
All right, I'm on it. I'm gonna help you. We're gonna crush this now.
Perfect, thank you.
Thorsten has a ball down, but it looks this one I think I can comfortably say we're gonna see a ball in hand for.
Yeah, I believe so.
So up for grabs is 10 more points.
Yeah, and again, look at the position.
Yeah, a little bit tricky.
Is a little bit tricky, yeah.
And even getting onto this 2-ball, it's a pretty tight window between the 9 and the 10. You can go below the 10, but even that's a pretty tight window too. Even below the 10, there's not a lot of real estate there to be able to safely land in before you go too far.
Yeah, but I think he has a good gap between 9 and 10 to play this 2-ball then. And later he has to find a gap between 5 and 9 to get the position for the 4-ball. And after he managed the 4-ball, the rest of the table shouldn't be a problem. So now just a little bit tricky 3 balls.
I think he has too much angle to just drift over now. I think he might have to go to the rail and back out.
I believe so. And the speed looks great.
It's a good shot.
Looks good. I'm not sure if he could stop it on the 9-ball, using the 9-ball as a stop ball, or he goes all the way to rails, long, and the position for the 5.
And the work is pretty much done from here. He keeps getting these kind of congested runouts that he picks through them very nicely. And Ralf just breaks them wide open every time. There's a comment out there that says our commentary is getting repeated. I'm not sure if this is happening for anybody else. Let us know, and we'll see if we can figure it out.
Looks pretty tricky here though, right? I would say that it has to be very accurate to cut this 9 ball and get the position to the 10 ball. Not sure if he's gonna. Yeah, looks
Very
great so
nicely done.
far.
Very nicely done.
Cut and good position to the 10 ball.
Okay, I think it's it looks like it's just your connection or your video feed or whatever it is. Everybody else is saying it's okay.
Yeah. All right, so yep, 10 points here for Thorsten. It was run out with ball in hand, and we are back to Ralf. So yeah, everybody else says that it's fine. It's absolutely good. And I mean, about commentary repeating, I mean, we cannot say so many different things because we're trying to analyze the positions, and you know, also the same positions are quite similar all the time. So it's how it is. We also try to have some fun, reply the comments, but we also want to make a proper good commentary to let you guys know what's going on the table, try to make you involved in the process.
Yeah, my buddy Baoli says it's okay, so it has to be okay. Another ball down on the break for Ralf. Looks like the one's going to be tight by the 7. If it goes, I don't suspect he'll take a ball in hand, but if it's tight, I think he'll probably take maybe the 1-3 combination.
Yeah, I believe so. I would play probably 1-3 combination. Of course, if the 1 ball doesn't go to the higher right corner pocket. The thing is that after Ralf's break, the position is always so good. Everything is open, but after Thorsten's break, it's all the time some troubles on the table, and he's got 3 very difficult racks all the time. But it's part of the game, obviously.
Yeah. And taking a look at Thorsten, he has a 4, 10, 15, and 10. And for anybody that might just be tuning in the last couple of minutes, it looks like he's probably breaking wide open roadmaps, but he's really battled for those 10, 15, and 10. Those were not easy runouts at all. In fact, they're probably actually worth going back and watching again, especially if you are struggling a little bit with maybe your pattern play as a player. The way that Thorsten plays through those patterns is really, really good. There's a lot that you can learn from those.
Exactly, and as you noticed, Thorsten also does so many positional drills, and he's got so many of them recorded on his fans page on Facebook. He did a challenge. Everybody could send him a drill video, different exercise, and he would do that. And it was amazing. He really inspired so many players to practice. And I was also inspired by him. I did a couple of drills that he did, and it was a great experience. And I'm so thankful that players like him share this content with us during the lockdown, and it was really a great experience.
Thorsten has been just a fantastic ambassador for the game of pool over the last 15 years. I mean, everything that the guy does is just great for the game of pool.
Exactly. And he knows that he's created this, one of the creator of this app, QLab, which is an amazing app to create diagrams on the pool table, like electronic diagrams. And it's just amazing. You can check it up on App Store. And yeah, I'm currently using it. It's really useful. Looks like Ralf is going for 10 points here. Now he needs a good angle to the 8 ball. And he's managing quite well.
Yeah. Great shot. 8 ball into the corner, 9 into the side, and I think we're going to be switching back over to Thorsten.
I believe so.
The quality of pool in this match has been, the quality of pool in this, I guess, point has been much better for both players as far as the shot making.
Yeah, he's got a bit more angle that we expected, so he has to play it in the corner pocket actually. Looks good for Ralf here. And top 10 points for Ralf. He's taking ball in hand in the beginning of the rack. And
Right.
we are switched back to Thorsten. And let's see how they will answer this. So many people supporting Thorsten. Let's go, Thorsten. People are saying that Thorsten is a super straight pool player. He knows how to solve problems, layouts, that's for sure. He really is. And look at the position. Another tough one, what you wanted to say, yeah?
Yeah, well, the 3-ball going into that 5 and 6 ball, it looked like it was going to get trickier than it was. I think everything stayed open between those balls there. It looks like you can definitely make the 3-ball, which will open up that. I guess that's the 7-ball with these sets of balls, right?
Yeah.
I keep getting the 6-ball and the 7-ball mixed up.
Yeah, 6-ball is great and 7-ball is light blue.
I would have never thought that I knew the Aramith black balls better than these, but I definitely do.
Yeah, when the first time I saw them on the live stream, it was a little bit confusing for me, but then, you get used to it quite quickly.
Oh, he's not
happy with that. He came a bit too short here. Yeah, he's definitely not happy, but it's manageable. I believe
it's still the angle that you need.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more of it.
Yeah, I think he can play the 6-ball in the lower left corner.
Oh no. Ooh.
Okay, it
fell.
Was okay, yeah.
Just wiped its feet on the way in.
And Thorsten is playing for 10 points.
So I am not a commentary curse guy. So I will comfortably say that I think that Thorsten already is going to be within range of 1 run out. But I think...
Yeah, the golden rule is never say it until the last ball is pocketed. Everything could happen.
But even if he stops right here, he's still within the 15 points theoretically of being able to at least be within 1 rack of being able to close it out.
Yeah. And 10 points for Thorsten.
Yep. And that's actually
really
4 straight now for.
Yeah.
That's 4 straight now for Thorsten. All right, so we're back over to Ralf.
Yeah, he really needs a good run out here. Perfectly if it would be 15 points. Now it all depends on the break.
Oh, and another just fantastic break. That 1 ball keeps ending up right in the jaws of that top left corner.
Yeah, amazing. 5-ball might be a little bit complicated. I believe it's a 5-ball near the green 6, or it's a 3-ball.
No, I think that's the 5-ball. It looks like it's pretty close to wired, meaning the 5-6 is lined up right at the pocket.
Yeah, I think the combination is available here.
It's still a little tricky to get onto it, though. I think the 8-ball is kind of on the line that you want to be on to get the cue ball from that 2-ball back up to be able to make the combination.
Yeah, exactly. What I really like from watching Ralf playing is that he takes his time. He's not rushing. He wants to check all possible angles to be 100% sure that he will do it correct.
He actually has a very, very good angle now to actually go forward 3 rails to try to get onto the right side of the 5-ball if he was interested in that as well.
Yeah, it could be a possible option also. But looks like
I
he's
think the
playing a
combination
backspin.
is, yeah, I think the combination is the better option. But
Yeah. Oh, he avoided the
oh,
contact
he
with the 8.
just missed the 8-ball.
Yeah, great position now. Aim in this combination. And also, which is very important, is to control the 5-ball in the cue ball after he makes the 6. So he would have the opportunity to continue.
It looks like the 5-ball is going to have to contact the right side of the 6-ball and kind of cut it down table a little. So I suspect he'll probably try to bring his cue ball 2 rails off of the top and left cushion and try to get the cue ball back out to the center of the table.
Yeah, I believe so.
Just like that.
And a very good control of the cue ball and good speed.
And I think the reason why he went so far down table, as opposed to maybe wrapping it a little bit tighter, for anybody who's out there wondering, the farther down table he goes, the more likely he's going to be able to stay good on the 5-ball. If you wrap it a little bit tighter and the 5-ball goes up more towards the 9-ball, it'll be harder to get that shot. Where if you come way down table, you'll have the shot no matter what.
Yeah, now he just draw back to the 7-ball and looks good. I think he could play the 8-ball in the side and he'll be fine. Or if the angle is quite big, he probably could go 2 rails and play it to the corner, but I believe the side is a better option.
And this will really tighten the matchup if he's able to execute these last 4 balls.
Yeah, it's gonna make him like 15 points in this rack because he didn't take ball in hand. Yeah, he goes like second option as I mentioned. 2 rails, position for the corner pocket, and now he just has to stop it and play the 9-ball of the rail and play the 10-ball in the lower right corner. I think it's pretty manageable for Ralf, and I'm really excited for a tight match here.
Thorsten still has the advantage of being the second player to have started, so he does still have the break advantage, even though he'll, assuming Ralf pockets these last 2 balls, he'll be at a 3-point disadvantage overall. He still has that break advantage.
Nice shot here.
Very nicely done.
Looks like 15 points for Ralf. If he makes his 10-ball, of course.
A great commentator once said, "Do not count it until the ball's in the hole."
Yeah.
That was you.
Totally. Come on, I'm not a great commentator. It's one of the first experience doing this for this tournament, and I really enjoying it. I really learning, and it's just something new for me. And don't judge me so strict, please.
Don't judge me. So Thorsten needs 9 balls here. Because of that, I think he'll take the ball in hand, even though he actually has a pretty good shot on the 2-ball. I think he'll take the ball in hand just because he only needs the 9. And you would like it to be a little bit straighter. So the 3 to the 4 looks like the only real trouble, but because the 3-ball is so close to it, you can really get tight to that top rail and be able to get underneath the ball next to it. It looks like the 10-ball.
Yeah, I believe that he has to get really, really close to the short cushion. So from there, he would get a gap to play the 4-ball.
And then from there, the run out looks pretty good. Maybe the 5 to the 6 is just a little bit tricky. because
Yep.
the 9-ball covers up that pocket.
So yeah, he will manage to run out this rack. The 9-ball will be the winning ball for him in the second set. And we're gonna see another exciting match, another exciting set.
Ooh, I think we might see the 5-ball down in the bottom left corner now. I think he came off that rail a little bit more than he wanted to, and I think he's a little straighter. So I think he's gonna just maybe cinch the cue ball and maybe just get it off the rail. And I think he's gonna take the 5-ball in the bottom left now.
Yeah, could be.
And just follow the cue ball forward, which is it makes the positioning from the 5 to the 6 a lot easier. So
yeah, it looks quite natural.
I like this.
Just follow it a little bit, get the position for the 6, and then the 7-ball in the side pocket, and yeah, the final 9-ball.
We got Johnny Archer out there in the comments. What's up, Johnny?
We hope that you enjoy the match.
I think what you guys need to do is you guys got to get Johnny Archer and Darren Appleton commentating one of these matches. They really like each other. They're buddies.
Yeah, I believe Darren is a bit busy these days because he's not playing this tournament, I think. He's not available now these days to play.
Oh, what a great shot. What a great shot.
Amazing shot. Great cue ball control. And only 2 balls left.
Yep, just probably drift off the top 2 rails. Yep.
Yep, just like that. And the last ball to win the second set. Nice one. Well done, Thorsten. And the current score is 1-1 in sets.
What
so we're gonna
a
see
great match we have here.
Third set. Yeah, amazing. I'm really excited. I love to see deciders. I don't like to play them, but I really love to watch them. Deciding set, deciding matches.
My heart's beating a little bit. This is a fun match. I'm nervous for the players.
Yeah, I'm also nervous, to be honest. I really can't say who I'm supporting more. I would say supporting a great game, and both of them are amazing champions and amazing human beings, which are even more important.
Oh,
and
see, this is why I'm saying you're an amazing commentator. You answer all the questions the exact way it's supposed to be answered. That's so perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm just learning.
So guys, who's deciding who's going to start the last one? I am, right?
Thorsten starts the first
Thorsten.
one, so it's Thorsten. It's alternate all the time. You started the second set, so now it's Thorsten's turn.
Okay, because I thought whoever is in had more points combined can actually choose. No, it's okay. If that's the rule, then that's fine.
Yeah, it's alternate. Okay, good luck to both players. Thorsten, you're on.
So he's going to start. Okay.
Yep.
Why does Jim Telfer got to be so rude out there in the commentary or in the comments?
Oh my God, he's always like this. It's unbelievable. It's just his style, I would say. But I'm glad he loves me.
To kick people out?
Yeah.
I want to kick him out of the comments.
You can block him theoretically.
Oh, what a break to start out this match.
Yeah, and looks like a great opportunity to go for 15 points.
Yeah, so it looks like the 4 passes the 10. So the trick is to get from the 1 to the 2. And from there, it looks pretty open. The 9 ball's sitting in the pockets. 10 balls basically, real close to the pocket.
It looks really good. I wonder where Jim have been all previous matches. Why he appeared only when you, Nate, are in the commentary box. I'm really wondering.
Yeah, he's got to come around just to heckle me.
Looks like.
That's all right. I don't need your support, Jim. I got Johnny Archer's support.
and looks a great position to the 2-ball. And yeah, I think he's gonna play 5-ball in the side. Just needs to find a good path and a correct angle to get comfortable position for the 7-ball, and the rest of the table looks really good.
Yeah, you would like to be able to get above the angle on the 5-ball to be able to just follow forward. And I think he did. I think he got it just about perfect.
Yeah, he did it great.
Oh yeah, Jim's on holiday right now. He's down in Italy somewhere. He's in I think he's in Como, Italy right now.
Okay, I'm not gonna comment on that. I'm obviously not jealous at all. Enjoy your holidays, Jim, and we hope that you're enjoying this great match.
He's probably only watching because his wife kicked him away from her. I think we're gonna see just follow it forward just a little bit, and he's gonna have to pot a tough 8-ball here. But
yeah, the good thing that the 9-ball is right in the pocket, so he don't need to care like so much about the position. Need to focus on making this 2-ball, which is not easy. The cue ball is frozen to the cushion, and yeah, it's a tricky shot. So 7 points for Thorsten in this first track, and we are back to Ralf.
yeah, and that really is a tough shot.
Yeah, Ralf, you can break. Great break here by Ralf, and let's see the balls layout.
We are getting to see just a breaking exhibition from Ralf in this match. He's had 1 dry break and no scratches.
That's true. But I believe it's too complicated now to play from the position, so he probably would take ball in hand and secure his 10 points.
And the layout looks pretty good. I think maybe the only problem is, well, you want to get on the 7 to the 8-ball, you want to get on the left side of the 8-ball so that you don't have to go into the 9-ball.
Yeah.
But with where the 7-ball is, there's a pretty good option for that to happen. And maybe you actually shoot the shot and kind of just bump the 8-ball over towards the pocket, which would make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, I thought so in the beginning also, to be honest. But let's see what he's thinking, because the angle from where we are watching it, it's obviously different than he does. Yep. You're really good predicting.
Okay.
It was a really smart decision here, to be honest, because like this, the 8-ball became much more easier, and the position from the 7-ball is really less complicated now.
Yeah. So the last transition is here, and it's whether you want to just follow it forward a little bit and cut it to the side, or go down to the bottom rail and back up. It looks like he's going to take it to the side.
Yeah, I believe he got a good angle now.
I think he's going to have to hit it with a little bit of inside, because I think he's got the angle to go away from it. So that'll add just a little bit of difficulty to the shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless
because the side pocket sometimes a little bit tricky with this kind of shots, especially when you're playing it on a little bit more speed adding and the inside spin. Bit tricky, but manageable for him, I believe. Oh, he got a bit too close to the 7 ball.
I think he hit the right speed, that's for sure.
Yeah,
if that goes another half a diamond, that shot becomes very, very difficult.
Yeah, now it still looks good.
And he got great on the 8 ball.
Yeah. I'm curious if he would go 2 rails, play the 9 ball in the lower right corner, or he would just make it simple and play the 9 ball in the side pocket.
Yeah, I suspect he'll hit it with just a little bit of inside and go to the bottom rail and come back up for the 9 into the side.
Yeah, I think that's the easiest way here, but probably he's got more angle than we expect. Yeah, just like that. Really nice positional play here by Ralf. Couldn't expect something else from the player like him, obviously. And needs for 10 points. Nice run out by Ralf, and we are back to Thorsten with his second break in this third set.
This is just a fantastic match thus far. This has been a treat to be able to commentate and watch.
Absolutely agree with you here. It's just such a pleasure to watch these players competing each other, and yeah, sure we're gonna see much more. This tournament is till 26th of July, so guys, stay tuned and enjoy great matches. Unfortunately, dry break for Thorsten, 0 points, and back to Ralf. Yeah, obviously the break is very, very important in this format.
Jim's out there picking on me again.
Margaret, can you tell him to
Don't pay
stop?
attention to him.
Is it my turn again?
Yeah, you're up.
Yep, you're up, Ralph. And everybody that's out there, there is a pinned comment. They are giving away some really nice Predator equipment. So it's free to enter. Just head over to the link in the pinned comment and you can potentially win some free gear.
Yeah, that's true. I believe today they have a queue by Predator. And yeah, yesterday it was a glove. And on the 18th, it was one more queue, I guess. Yeah, just fill the form and you've got a good chances to win something.
People say there's no such thing as a free lunch, but there can be a free BK3. And we see the second dry break for Ralph. So we're back over to Thorsten.
Yep, a little bit unexpected because he was breaking really so consistently during all the match.
Which actually couldn't have been better timing for Thorsten after his break.
Yeah, I believe so. Let's see
so
if
this
his break
keeps the
gonna
match
work
tight.
now.
Oh no, cue ball. Oh, he loses the cue ball.
So yeah,
and it was dry on top
0
of it.
points.
So we're back over to Ralph.
Yep. I think he's still wrecking the balls. We can wait.
He's wiping them all down with a cloth.
Yeah, I think he didn't expect he has to break so fast. Ralph, Thorsten had the dry break, so you can start as soon as you're ready. Kathy is saying that I like this format since virtual pool is practically standard these days. Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, we're not having tournaments here all around the world, and I would say that this format is the only offer we could get for you to watch and for players to play, to compete, and to stay in some action. And
well, since we have,
yeah.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I was saying that I would say that this format also great motivation for players to keep practicing and keep playing.
Yeah, since we have a couple seconds, what is your favorite format with this virtual style Ghost event? What is your ideal setup for the game?
You mean the game, 9-ball, 10-ball, or?
Yeah, 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball.
I would say.
I've seen some of the top players playing 15-ball, which is,
yeah.
I guess.
I would really love to see 12-ball. I would say that it's really nice to practice and also to play because it's obviously much more difficult to play the 12 balls. It's like, I know that many professional players play 12-ball Ghost, but this format is obviously something different. But yeah, if I would have to pick 9-ball, 8-ball, or 10-ball, I would probably pick 10-ball because I would say that it's really difficult with the break shot, and it makes it more exciting to watch and to play.
Do you like the have to have a successful break format that these players are playing by, or would you rather just have it just straight by the Ghost?
No, for sure I would prefer this format because that's what makes a difference and what makes it more look like a real tournament format. Because in the tournament, as I mentioned before, if you don't make the ball from the break or you scratch, it's your opponent's turn. You don't continue, right? So it's the same here. You have to sit down and wait for your opponent to run out his rack. So you cannot afford a mistake on the break shot. That's why it's really, really important.
Yeah, I don't think I could. I don't think I'd be able to play this style of format. I don't remember the last time I made a ball on the break playing 10-ball. I think it was 6 or 7 years ago.
Come on. Nate is just Mr. Humble here.
But I mean, it really is amazing to watch these top players break the game of 10-ball. They do make it look so easily. I mean, Ralf has had 2 unsuccessful breaks now out of what about 10 breaks, 11 breaks, something like that, maybe even a little bit more. The success rate on his break is just crazy.
Ouch, look at the position. So did Ralf take ball in hand, or he actually played from the position? Right?
He did not take ball in hand. He had a good opportunity at the 1 ball.
Yep. I'm curious if he could cut it actually. Looks like he could. He's aiming
it. Maybe with a little outside spin to kind of throw it towards the pocket. Oh.
So 4 points here for Ralf.
4 points, and we're back over to Thorsten.
Oh,
no, he loses the cue ball off the table now.
Yeah, completely lost the cue ball. So it was the 3rd in a row and successful break for Thorsten. Unfortunately, another 0 points for him. And here is a good example how important break shot is. And we are back to Ralf.
And he's a little fortunate that Ralf is struggling a little bit with his break as well, that he's still in this match having only 7 points, I guess, through 4x.
Yeah, because in the first set, Ralf's break was absolutely perfect. I think he made only 1 dry break
Yeah, I think he had one dry break. He started out with 2 15s, and then I think he had a 10 from there.
Ralf, it's your turn.
It sounds like Ralf is probably in a pool room now. I can hear some other balls being hit in the background.
Yeah, he definitely is. I think he mentioned it before that he's playing in the pool room. So let's see the break. Okay, 5 ball down, and the position
and that
looks
one ball's right where
pretty
it's
good. Yep.
That one ball is always within a 1x1 diamond box of that top left corner. So he has a good opportunity at the one ball here, but I suspect he'll take the ball in hand. The line for positioning is pretty tight unless you put a lot of inside on it.
Yeah, I believe he was checking the line. If he could get it to the path, find a gap between ball number 4 and 8, and put the cue ball to play the 2 ball on the side, or probably lower left corner pocket. Also could be a possibility if he could really find this good line. Probably he could do that, because the 1 ball really doesn't look difficult. Only one problem is to get the position to the 2 ball, and he really would love to get this 15 points now.
The 2 to the 3 is also going to be pretty difficult too, though, which is why I'm wrong.
No,
I think I would have taken it.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong, but it's all about how you feel. You know, when you feel comfortable and quite confident in the stroke, you feel you can do that. But yeah, obviously he overspeeded it, and now I'm not sure if it's straight enough. Probably he could just follow it, and yeah, of course it's not easy because the cue ball is frozen to the cushion, so it's pretty close to the cushion, I would say.
The transition from the 2 to the 3 was even tougher, I think, from the 1 to the 2. So I think I personally would have taken the ball in hand just to guarantee that I could get my angle on the 2 ball that I wanted.
Yeah.
So that this transition was a little bit easier.
So 2 points for Ralf.
I'm going to step away for just a second. I'll be right back.
All right. So we are back to Thorsten. And let's hope he's going to have a successful break now. And it looks good. 1 ball down. And he could play the 1 ball now, but it's a little bit too risky because the cue ball, again, quite close to the cushion. He needs to find good way to the 2 ball, and I believe he would take ball in hand. But again, depends how confident he is in the stroke to make this 1 ball in the position to the 2 ball.
Then I am back.
All right.
So kind of what I said before, Thorsten is very fortunate after four racks having 3 zeros to only be down 9 points.
Yeah. It's actually because Ralf was struggling. He got only 1 dry break, but he got not really good run out there. So yeah, Thorsten is going for 15 points now. He didn't take ball in hand.
That was a great shot from the 1 to the 2 ball.
Exactly. Really nice cue ball control there.
And the rest of the layout looks pretty good from here. I think it's the perfect run out is just a series of stop shots or tangent lines off of stop shots, and that's kind of what I'm seeing here from Thorsten. especially the last 4 balls, if you're able to get good enough onto the 7 ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he goes just 1 rail or he plays 2 rails. Yeah, just 1 rail with inside spin. Good cue ball control. Yeah, looks like he's fine here.
And I suspect that the cue ball is going to travel less than a foot between these last 4 contacts. Oh, Thorsten had to make me wrong.
Looks like Thorsten is getting back to being on fire. 15 points, looks like.
Yeah, this is the first time he's actually had an opportunity to really swing his arm.
Yeah, because every time he had a good break, he had a terrible position. The balls were like, layout of the balls were so difficult. So 15 points for Thorsten, and back to Ralf.
And then the scratches and jumping the cue ball off the table. So this is now we're back to a really tight match again. Thorsten's going to have a 6-ball advantage with Ralf having the overall break advantage of being of playing
Ralf,
behind.
You can break. Sorry, Nate.
Oh no.
I'm really excited for this last set. Probably we're going to see a decider.
Yeah, I think it's going to be coming down to the wire. It'd be really interesting to be able to do like a mid-match interview with the players to see if they're actually feeling a little nervous.
Oh,
with it
now
being
the
so
Ralf
close.
lost the cue ball out of the table. So very bad moment for him, I would say. It gives Thorsten really a good opportunity to go further in the scoring. So yeah, 0 points for Ralf, and back to Thorsten's. Let's see if he could use this opportunity. Andrew Silverman is saying that he's really enjoying the commentators. Thank you so much, Andrew, and really appreciate it. We are happy to do that for you, and we hope that you're enjoying this great match. And
the female voice sounds lovely.
Thank you.
Another good break for Thorsten. He's going to have to take the ball in hand, of course. Well, I thought he was going to grab it, and then he kind of thought about it for just a second.
Yeah, it was like a little fight in the mind, you know. Should I take it or not?
Yeah, I can make this shot. Come on, just take it on. Come on. No.
Yeah, make it simple. Now you can take the risk and go for 15 points now. Just take it simple. It's like little angel and little devil on both of your shoulders, you know. Like in the movies.
Yes, that's I struggle with that one a lot with my personal game. I like to take on the crazy shots. I can sit in a commentary box.
I notice that.
Yeah, I can sit in a commentary box and know the right shots, or what I think is the right shots, and then I'll go out and I'll hit some balls, and everything is just wrong always.
Yeah, I know it's always like this. I'm doing a lot of coaching, and when you are actually standing near the table or when you're watching live stream, you're seeing the perspective completely different. And when you are playing, it's like completely different points of view. And when you are stepping back, I don't know, 2-3 meters out of the table, you're seeing it completely different. Looks like you know what to do perfectly, but then when you're on the table playing, it's much more difficult. That's why there are really so many experts and people who are really watching some live stream and say, no, come on, how could you miss that shot? It was so easy. Come on, guys, it's never easy. Yeah, that was really great. You had to play it.
Not trying to cut you off, but that was a spectacular shot.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. I kind of
there is anybody can play from there. Like I personally have never missed a shot from the commentary box. I actually think, you know, I'm 6 or 7 times the player from the commentary box. I really feel like I'm great from here. Just don't put me on a pool table and watch me play. It just goes downhill from there. But you know,
And I don't know. I feel completely opposite when I'm doing commentary. I feel like so unconfident in what I'm saying actually, and when I'm playing, I feel, I don't know, more confidence in what I'm doing. To be honest, maybe because it's one of my first commentary experience in this tournament, and yeah, let's see how it goes.
And you're calling me Mr. Humble. You have been, I think anybody who's been tuning in from the beginning would agree with this statement. You have been absolutely fantastic.
Oh wow!
Oh no!
Oh wow! No. How is that possible?
And you know that both of those balls are hanging over the edge.
This is just unbelievable.
Thorsten, if
it's unbelievable.
If you can hear us, Thorsten, you got to take a picture of this. You got to send this to the One Sports TV people, and they got to post this out on their social media. You got to take a picture of that.
All right, so yeah, unfortunately, I still can't believe that, but 6 points for Thorsten. Yeah, I think he just can't believe what's going on here.
I'm gonna text Jennifer and see if she can get a picture of that before they.
All right, but yeah, we are back to Ralf. Zhang is saying that I really don't hope this is a new evolution of pool. I hope all this fear virus ends. Yeah, I really hope that it will end soon, but for what we are having now, looks like no great big tournaments till November or December, or even 2021. All events are postponed or cancelled, so it is how it is, and we are in this situation, and we have to do our best to keep players competing and practicing.
And I see Jennifer Beretta's on we have the Zoom call, so we're actually able to see both tables. I'm seeing Jennifer and taking a picture of it, so she'll send it over. I want to see it. Those balls look like they are extremely deep.
Yeah, but don't worry, we're gonna have all matches recorded, so you can watch them in replay later on YouTube or on Facebook, so you can do the screenshot later. Okay, nice position here for the 2-ball. I believe he will play the 3-ball on the top right corner pocket. And he didn't take ball in hand, right? Because 1 ball was right in the pocket.
Well, I will get you an answer on that in a second. He did not take ball in hand, no.
Yeah, because the cue ball control was great and the 1 ball just was right in the pocket.
Right.
Oh. That was really unnecessary kiss of the 3-ball. I wonder if it passes to the lower left corner.
If not, I think the 3-10, if early 10 gets spotted. Is that right? Or is that just an automatic win? I should probably know this. I'm sorry. So it did pass.
Yep. But I don't know. It looks like from here it looks like the 5-ball didn't pass, but yeah, he looks pretty confident, so I believe it does.
This is going to be a good answer for Ralf, and a much needed one to really tighten this matchup and give himself the advantage, or give himself an opportunity to have the advantage with the break advantage. Very good run out. So 15 points for Ralf, bringing his total to 31, and we are back over to Thorsten. Ooh, and Margaret, would you take on this combination here to try to get 15 points, or would you take the ball in hand, you think?
It's really complicated to say, actually. I believe that you could actually play carom, you know, like one ball hit the 7 and one go to the side pocket. And like this, probably 7 goes a little bit out of the side and you will get an open pocket for the next ball. Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay. I did not see that. I did not see that shot. I thought the 7 ball was covering up more of the side pocket than it was. So this is a good opportunity here for Thorsten now.
Exactly.
I think this is turning into one of the longer matches that we've seen in this event thus far, too. Right at about the 2-hour minute right now.
Yep. We're going to have a great match. If I'm not mistaken, it's Tyler Steyer versus Oscar Dominguez. It's 9 p.m. Central European time. And looks like Thorsten is going for 15 points.
And for our U.S. residents, that is 2 p.m. Central American.
Nice 15 points here by Thorsten.
Bringing his total up to 43.
Yeah, and back to Ralf.
With Ralf having the break advantage and being over the halfway point, he actually can close this out in 2 racks potentially, giving Thorsten no real opportunity. But that would, of course, require 2 15s.
Looks like a good break. Look at the one ball. It's always in the same point.
That was a great cue ball. His cue ball's stuck.
Yeah. I believe he cannot see the one ball now. I think he should take ball in hand.
Yeah. Possibly rail first, but that's it's a lot of risk.
Yeah, a lot of risk to scratch in the corner pocket.
Yep.
So yeah, let's see if he takes a risk, or maybe he could see it. It's really difficult to say from our point of view.
I think that's I think you're right there. I think that is the right decision, is to just take ball in hand.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But that actually is
he would feel good.
Yeah, that is a very important. I mean, looking at the score of things, Ralf is 1 break behind Thorsten. So theoretically, he actually could have, if he had 2 15s, there is nothing that Thorsten could have done to be able to win this match. Now, taking this 10, this actually makes it so the break advantage is gone for Ralf. He can no longer close the match out in 2 racks.
Yeah, sure, but what can you do if you just don't have a good position for the 15? So you have to take what you have on the table and just take ball in hand and secure 10 points. That's the only way here.
Yep, I agree. More or less just pointing it out. I think it's definitely the right decision. So he's looking at how he's going to get onto the 6 ball, because that 9 ball does cover up a lot of the lanes to get to the 6 ball.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think if he would get somewhere in the center of the table for the 6 ball, he will be fine. Then 2 rails for the 7 ball should be okay.
Or maybe move the 9 ball here. Just bump it up table a little. Nope.
Yeah, I believe it wasn't necessary.
It's a good shot. It's a very good location for the cue ball to be. I think I like going forward with this as opposed to coming back personally, because I don't like to bring that side pocket into play, coming in between the 10 and the 8 ball.
Yeah, but I believe
I suspect he'll bring it back.
Yeah.
He controls his cue ball so much better than I do, obviously. So I don't necessarily trust myself getting past that side ball or that side pocket safely.
Yeah, but I believe he knows what he's doing, and for him this shot is just simple formality.
Yeah.
Just another one. And yeah, looks like Ralf is pretty confident to get his 10 points in this rack.
He came up a little thin on the 8 ball. You could easily slow roll it in, or you could put a little bit more of a stroke on it and just go up table and play the 9 ball in the same pocket, which
didn't look like the angle was like so big on the 8 ball, so you could still get to play the 9 ball in the side pocket. And yeah, looks like 10 points.
This is going to bring the score. This is going to bring the score to 41-43. So Thorsten has a 2 ball advantage with the same amount of breaks at 6 apiece.
Exactly. And we are back to Thorsten now.
So Brian in the comments has a question. If Thorsten makes 60, does Ralf still have the chance to tie it? I do believe he does, but I'll let you take that one on.
Yeah, sure. He has a chance to tie because Thorsten was breaking first. And according to the rules, every player should have same amount of break shots. So yeah, Ralf would have the chance to tie up the score to 60-60. And in this case, we're going to see a decider. Decider is just one more rack played by each player, and who scores more points wins the decider.
And how fantastic would that be? I gotta be rooting for that.
Yeah, I love watching deciders, but I really hate playing them. It's so stressful. And the worst, thing that can
you're
happen.
A champion.
I'm not. The worst thing that could happen in decider is dry break. Really, it's just the nightmare of every player who's playing this format. But let's hope for the best. Thorsten is taking his time because now it's obviously really important part of the match. He doesn't need to rush. The position is quite tricky. Look at the 2 ball, look at the 3 ball, and yeah.
He does have, he has not taken ball in hand, so he does have the opportunity at 15 points as well.
He does, but he's just thinking where to place the cue ball after the 1. It's not difficult. Well, it's not easy.
Would you try to go into maybe? Oh, he is taking his ball in hand. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask, would you try to bump the 4 ball out of your positioning, or would you maybe try to get to the left cushion and take the 2 in the same pocket?
I think I would play the same as he does, draw shot, and try to touch the 4 ball just like this, and he made it perfectly. Amazing. And I believe that now he could play with top right spin to get the position to play 3-ball in the lower right corner pocket, because I believe it doesn't pass in the top right corner.
It looks, and you don't, it looks like it goes to the side pocket as well, but you don't really want to be shooting that with having to move the cue ball for the 4-ball as well. So I agree with you, trying to get above it to the bottom right is the shot I would play as well.
Yeah. Well, he goes to rails. Pretty confident stroke and amazing.
Did get there.
He's got a really good angle to the 4-ball now.
Yep, just rolling this ball in about 2 diamonds past pocket speed and just let the cue ball roll up naturally in between the 9 and 6.
Yeah, I believe so.
So the decision to not shoot the ball as it lies and taking ball in hand, if he's able to successfully get out of this rack still, the only thing that really means is that he has to make 7 balls on his last rack to be able to get out, as opposed to potentially 2. But the 15 won't matter in the last rack, so you're going to be taking ball in hand no matter what. So a player the caliber of Thorsten, of course, he's obviously going to be the favorite to do that with a successful break, unless, of course, he has some crazy tied up rack where he's got 2 or 3 balls tied up together or something. But barring
it looks like 10 points for Thorsten here. And it was really difficult track by him, but he handled it so well. So currently the score is 53 for Thorsten and 41 for Ralf. And we are back to Ralf. And very important moment now.
Yeah, the break is, this would be just the worst time for a dry break or some sort of foul on the break, whether it's a scratch or jumping the cue ball off the table like he did earlier. We want to see a successful break.
And looks good for him. Looks really well.
It looks like the 4 is going to pass that 10 to the bottom left. It looks like there's plenty of room there.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think we're going to see a ball in hand. I don't think he wants to bring that 9 ball into play unless he has a good angle to get to the rail without hitting it. Looks like that's going to be an angle you have to really be on top of to see what it looks like. And it looks like he's pretty comfortable getting to that rail. So maybe he plays it as it is.
Very important moment, as I mentioned before, and he doesn't want to take this unnecessary risk. He still has 1 extra break to tie up the score in case. And yeah, he just needs to be sure he makes his 10 points now. You're welcome. Yeah, and I believe the 4-ball passes there because he was thinking about it.
This is where sometimes you actually forget you're doing commentary and you just kind of get swept up in the match. I'm so in I'm so interested in this match now that I'm kind of forgetting I'm doing commentary and I'm just turning into a fan and watching some great pool. I had to remind myself there that I'm still doing commentary.
Yeah, we are doing quite a lot of job here. Also have to do counting. It's really great when players are helping us, or for example, guys in the comment helping us, because of course we are not robots. We also make mistakes sometimes, but yeah, we try our best.
Yeah, you're only a robot when playing pool.
I'm not. You think too good about me, because probably you saw me playing only in this tournament, which was Europe versus USA, and I really played great there.
You went 4 days with only missing, I think, one ball. And at one point in time, if I'm not mistaken, I think you ran a 10-pack.
Okay, I guess I impressed you in this tournament.
Very nice speed there. Gives himself the option to do really whatever he wants to do with this shot, whether he wants to just follow it forward and play the 9 to the side, or bring the cue ball back out to the center of the table.
Yeah,
when he came up
good.
Okay.
Good cue ball control here.
There's just that little bit of lag on his video. I thought the cue ball was going to end up way short, but it just kept on kind of slowly creeping along.
Oh, looks like
and what I was going to say is that is a very, very important shot, because that actually got him to 50, making a 10 able to get him out. So the fact that he hung that ball, he's now sitting at 49, and he has to take or he can't take a ball in hand next time if Thorsten is able to run out 7 balls here. So that was a very, very important shot.
Yeah, and looks like he also didn't expect that miss, according to his body language. So yeah, the current score is 53-49 in favor of Thorsten, and the break looks really good.
Thorsten has a ball down.
Good cue ball control. Even 2 balls down, I believe. Okay. Yeah, the 3 ball.
If the 2 ball does not pass the 4, it's going to be tricky.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look like that combination is on very well.
Yeah. But he only needs now to score 5 more points, so he can take ball in hand and create a good solution how to get from 1 to the 2 ball. The position looks obviously really tricky.
And so, assuming he doesn't fluke any balls in or make them out of turn, it looks like the money ball here is going to be the 8 ball for him. Or the 7 ball.
Yeah, I believe the 7 ball, and I'm not sure if it passes actually there.
He was looking at it earlier, and he didn't look at it for very long. So I think that means it's probably going to go.
Yeah, and see, from our point of view, we thought that 2 ball doesn't pass the 4 ball, but it actually did. So looks good. The only one problem I could see is the 7 ball, which is actually the winning ball for Thorsten in this 3rd set and in the match.
So as long as that 7 passes the 8 ball, he's perfect positioning on this 5 ball to get onto it well.
Yeah. So the last ball for Thorsten to win this great match. I think we all enjoyed it so much. We obviously got so much nerves, right, Nate? Even doing the commentary. I
kind of forgot I was commentating.
Yeah, what players feel. Oh, wow.
Oh, with the leg kick and everything.
Well done, Thorsten. Congratulations.
With the leg kick and everything.
Yeah, I guess now, yeah.
So maybe if we want to bring the players on and chat for a couple seconds, I'm I'm not sure what the plan is for that.
Yeah, the plan is that Ralf has still one break, remember?
Oh, of course, of course.
Yeah.
And now I'm rooting for Ralf. Let's go, Ralf. Let's go, Ralf.
Yeah, he really needs, now, he really needs 15 points. He really needs a good, successful break now to tie to 60. And then I hope we're going to see a decider.
He has
really
a ball
looking
down.
forward for it.
And the one ball is coming into line for the side pocket. I think he's got a chance here.
Well, yeah, it's not easy to play this one ball on the side because the angle is quite big. But yeah, let's see. He doesn't have another opportunities. I mean, he has to take this risk and play for 15 points because it's only one chance to tie up the score.
He's kind of on the 50-yard line. If the cue ball was a little bit more towards the center of the table, he'd have a good opportunity to bank shot. And he needs it to be a little bit closer to the end rail to have a good shot at the side pocket. So
I believe that probably he can play it even to the bottom left corner and stop the cue ball of the 6 ball and get the position to the 2, but I'm not sure. I definitely cannot judge from this point of view.
That the scratch could be on potentially off of that. It's hard to see.
Yeah, he's playing it in the.
He drills it.
Yep.
But now this is going to be very tricky here because now he's got to go. He might have to go back and forth above the 9 ball to be able to get back over to the 3. I don't know if you can hold it or if you even want to risk it. That makes the pot a little bit tougher.
I'm definitely not sure because, yeah, the angle is quite big to play just soft and leave the 3 ball to the bottom low corner. So,
yeah, I suspect giving this situation, he'll want to put a little bit extra on it just to be able to hit it with a little bit of confidence. So I suspect he'll go back and forth.
Yeah, I guess that's a key shot of this rack.
And even the 7 to the 8 ball's going to be a little bit tricky as well, but certainly not as difficult as this one.
Yeah.
Oh, he made it.
And he handled it so well, but unfortunately he got really short in the position.
He came up 1 foot short, and I would like to see it. So with a little bit better connection, we would have been able to see whether or not he hit that ball to the inside or the outside of the pocket. If he hit it to the inside of the pocket, it's the outside of the pocket would have actually got him there. It would have been just a little bit thinner of a hit. The cue ball would have gotten just a little bit further.
Okay, and unfortunate.
But what a great match we were able to watch.
Yeah, it was amazing, guys. I think Thorsten now has to try to unmute himself because he was muted. So many noises in this pool club. Yep, we can hear you, Thorsten, I think.
Can you see me?
Yeah, thank you, guys. It was a great match. Congratulations, Thorsten.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well done, Ralf.
Fantastic match.
It was a really amazing match to watch.
Well, I got very lucky in the second set when I missed the 1 and it went in. So that was like the key. And Ralf broke phenomenal, like unbelievable. How consistent he puts the 1 ball over the corner pocket, and just got really fortunate. Could have swung either way, but very exciting match, I think, to watch.
It was exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
What were a couple of the takeaways maybe that you learned from this match, Thorsten, that you'll be able to apply in your next round?
Well, the break is just so big, and I think I found a spot overall. The first set was bad. Then I had this streak in the last set. But that every player has to battle it. It's not. You think it's your home table and you should figure it out where you always make a ball. And, I wish that was the case. So and then I missed a lot of balls too, you know, with the pressure. And then, you know, I just wonder with those 2 balls that were hanging in the pocket because the base was over the edge. I wonder what that rule is. Very curious.
Yeah, and Jennifer sent me a text message of that one, so I was able to actually see it. Those balls were actually off of the shelf too. They were touching the back of the shelf, but they were actually hanging over the pocket themselves.
Yeah. My problem was you had me muted because of the background noise, so I couldn't really say, "Hey guys, what's the rule here?" So I just took it. But thanks for having thanks Ralf for playing me. You know, he'll always be my hero, and I just got lucky in the second set, and yeah, very excited to be in this.
So good luck, Thorsten, in your next match.
Thank you.
Hope you will continue showing us great game in future.
Trying.
Thank you, Ralf. How do you feel about this tournament? How do you find this experience playing one pool?
I really enjoy the format. Really like the tournament. Unfortunately, I couldn't perform as I wanted to be. I broke probably the best since I've been practicing the whole game. But unfortunately, I made too many mistakes. Missed too many easy balls. Basically, close to the plenty of chances. I just didn't take him. One silly mistake, one bad contact got me so off my so off balance that I started thinking about it. That's the worst thing you can do. You should never think stuff that I always try to teach it and tell my students to do so, but sometimes it's easier said than done. So congrats to Thorsten. He took the chance. All the best and good luck for the remainder of the tournament.
Yeah, and Ralf, Margaret had said at the beginning of the lockdown that you actually didn't have access to a pool table. So maybe you spent maybe a month, maybe 2 months without actually playing pool. Is that the longest break that you've taken for a while? When was the last time you took a break like that in your game?
I can't remember. I wasn't born probably.
And that's kind of what I was thinking. Do you think a little bit of not being able to play for those few months, and just do you think some of the uncharacteristic misses that you had today may have been just a little bit of maybe a little bit of dusting the old wheels off, getting them swinging again?
I think so. I mean, no, I don't think so, because I basically had 2 months, enough time to get ready for the show. The only thing that is obviously missing is playing under pressure. Practicing is a different thing than playing under heat, and that's something that is definitely missing. I played one tournament, like a real tournament in Switzerland, about 2 months ago, and that was basically it. The rest was just getting ready for here, and so that's certainly something that is missing, because there's nothing replaced, with playing events and playing under pressure.
Well, I think I can speak for most of the people that were watching this match. This was just a spectacular match from start to finish. We got to see a lot of phenomenal breaking. I mean, Ralf, your break is just sensational. Thorsten, you actually struggled a little bit with some of your layouts, but man, you just overpowered a lot of runouts, and you really earned a lot of the runouts that you had. It was a pleasure to get to watch both of you. Ralf, thank you for competing in this, and Thorsten, best of luck in your next round.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for doing all the commentary.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, and see you in the next session.
And probably now. Really want to see more matches.
And thank you, Margaret, for commentating with me today. It was an absolute pleasure to be able to sit in with you.
Same to me, Nate. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be commentating together with you. Thanks. And thanks everyone who were tuning in to join us. We hope that you enjoyed this great match, and see you soon.
Yep, and make sure to tune in for Oscar Dominguez and Tyler Steyer tonight.